You unbox it, you mount it, you sit back, dim the lights, and think finally. But then something happened. Something nobody at the store warned you about. And 30 days later, you're loading that TV back into your car, driving to the return desk, and telling yourself you should have done more research. This is happening to thousands of people right now. And the reasons they're bringing these TVs back, they will genuinely surprise you. Today, we're going behind the return counter. We're looking at the real problems showing up in the first 30 days of TV ownership, from picture failures to software disasters to something that sounds like science fiction but is absolutely legally documented. Stay with me, because the last one might make you unplug your TV tonight. Walk into any Best Buy or Costco, and every TV on that wall is glowing like a portal to heaven. Vivid mode, store lighting, calibrated to make every panel pop. You pick the one that looks best, bring it home, turn it on, and it looks completely different. Here's what's happening. Store display modes pump brightness to 60, 70, even 80% above what the TV actually looks like in a living room. You're not seeing the TV. You're seeing a marketing performance. One Costco shopper said, "I paid $799 for a 6.5-inch Hisense because it blew everything else away in the store. Got it home, switched to a normal mode, and it looked washed out, flat, like a TV from 10 years ago." That's not a defect, that's a calibration trap. But it drives an enormous number of first-month returns, because the experience in your home never matches what you thought you. The fix, if you don't want to return it, is to switch to cinema mode or ISF dark mode the moment you get home. On most TVs, that alone drops brightness by roughly 40% and completely transforms the image. But most people never find that setting. They just return the TV. Here's something the industry quietly accepts that most shoppers have no idea about. A certain number of TVs come off the assembly line with physical defects, dead pixels, bright spots in corners, uneven backlight, and manufacturers have what's called an acceptable defect threshold, meaning unless you have more than a set number of dead pixels, they don't consider it a defective unit. One Best Buy reviewer wrote, "Opened my brand new Samsung 7.5-inch, and there's a bright patch in the upper left corner the size of a baseball. Customer service told me it was within spec. I returned it on day 12. This is especially common with budget brands. Consumer Reports data shows that budget TV brands have roughly double the serious issue rate of premium brands within the first 5 years. But plenty of those issues show up well before year 5. The backlight lottery is real, and Hisense and Vizio bear special mention. Consumer Reports removed its recommended designation from several Hisense and Vizio televisions based on survey data revealing sharp differences in owner satisfaction, with LG, Samsung, and Sony earning the highest marks, and Vizio receiving only a middling rating, while Hisense earned just fair. That's a huge gap. And the owners who discover they landed on the wrong end of that gap, they return the TV. But here's where it gets worse. Backlight problems and dead pixels are at least hardware issues you can see and verify. The next category of returns involves something far more invisible and far more frustrating. This is happening to owners of every major brand. You buy the TV, set it up, and within days, sometimes within hours, the software starts misbehaving. Apps crash. The interface freezes. The remote becomes unresponsive for 10-15 seconds at a time. You update the firmware, and then the TV reboots itself at 2 in the morning. You try to open Netflix and get sent to a home screen full of ads you never asked for. One Amazon reviewer of a 2024 TCL model said, "The picture is gorgeous. The software is a disaster. It randomly switches inputs. The Google TV interface is constantly loading, and twice now the TV has woken me up by turning on by itself at 3 a.m. This is not a fringe complaint. Smart TV operating systems, whether it's Google TV, Tizen, Roku, Fire TV, or WebOS, are running complex software on hardware that manufacturers keep as cheap as possible. The result is lag, crashes, and updates that occasionally break features that were working fine. And here's the thing most people don't realize. The smart in your TV is probably its weakest component. The panel may last 15 years. The processor and software, manufacturers typically support smart TV software for 3 to 5 years before the updates stop. After that, apps start disappearing. the interface slows down. Your $1,200 OLED eventually becomes an expensive dumb screen. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, so buy a premium brand and avoid the cheap stuff. Problem solved. But the next issue affects every brand. Samsung, LG, Sony, TCL, Hisense, every single one. And it's the one that's generating the most outrage right now. This is the one that sounds like a conspiracy theory until you look at the lawsuit. Every major smart TV sold today comes with a technology built in called ACR, Automated Content Recognition. According to the Texas Attorney General's filings, ACR software captures a screenshot of whatever is on your screen every 500 milliseconds. That's 2 screenshots per second running in real time, matching what you watch against a content database and shipping that data back to the manufacturer. 2 screenshots per second of everything on your screen. In December 2024, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed lawsuits against 5 major TV manufacturers, Samsung, Sony, LG, TCL, and Hisense, alleging they unlawfully collected personal data through this technology, calling it an uninvited, invisible digital invader. Courts have already issued temporary restraining orders against Hisense and Samsung, blocking them from collecting, selling, or sharing that data on Texas consumers. And it gets more invasive than just tracking what you watch. ACR doesn't just log your shows. It captures everything on your screen. Security camera feeds, personal photos cast from your phone, and anything connected via HDMI, your laptop, your gaming console, your work presentations. A 2024 UCL study found that LG TVs capture content screenshots every 10 milliseconds. Samsung sends ACR data back to servers every minute. LG sends it every 15 seconds. And the kicker? Opting out doesn't always stop the tracking. For Vizio, selling viewer data is reportedly more profitable than selling TVs themselves. Vizio was actually fined $2.2 million by the FTC back in 2017 for doing exactly this without proper disclosure, and they kept doing it. According to Consumer Reports, the ACR opt-out process is extremely complex, requiring users to opt out of several advertising and tracking settings with multiple clicks under different subsettings. One setting isn't enough. It's buried across multiple menus with confusing labels like Viewing Information Services, which sounds harmless, or Smart Interactivity. When buyers find out about this, a meaningful number of them return the TV, not because it's broken, because they feel deceived. You bought a $1,400 Sony. You have a 1-year warranty. You feel protected. Here's what most people don't know. Most TV warranties cover manufacturing defects, but they explicitly exclude physical damage, software issues, and in many cases the most common failure types, backlight degradation, panel uniformity loss, and burn-in on OLEDs. OLED burn-in deserves its own conversation. Modern OLED panels are significantly more resistant to burn-in than earlier generations, but they are not immune, and static images like desktop taskbars, sports score tickers, or game HUDs, if left on screen long enough, can still cause permanent damage. If you watch cable news for hours every day or leave a video game paused overnight regularly, your OLED may develop burn-in within a few years, and your standard 1-year warranty won't cover it. One owner on a home theater forum wrote, "I had a 2022 LG C2 OLED, left it on ESPN for background noise while working from home for about 6 months. The ESPN logo burned in permanently. LG told me it was user-caused damage, not covered." The LG G series comes with a 5-year panel warranty that covers burn-in. The C series, the one most people buy, does not. That distinction costs you hundreds of dollars if something goes wrong. Costco automatically extends warranties to 2 years and offers a 90-day return with no restocking fee, which is why if you're buying a TV over $600, Costco is almost always the smartest place to buy it, regardless of which brand you choose. After all this, after the panel lotteries, the surveillance, the software issues, the warranty traps, what are the TVs that owners actually hold on to and love? 3 brands earned the highest marks for owner satisfaction in Consumer Reports survey: LG, Samsung, and Sony, with TCL close behind. That's not coincident. Those are the brands investing most heavily in software longevity, build quality, and after-sale support. Samsung's Tizen OS receives updates for sets, going back several years rare in this industry. Sony's picture processing is the most accurate out of the box, meaning you're less likely to be disappointed by the gap between store and home. LG's OLED panels, with the right series and the right warranty, represent the best picture quality available at any price. For people who want to save money without getting burned, TCL's upper-tier models offer strong picture quality and surprising durability. The real risks live at the bottom of the market. Vizio, Insignia, off-brand names you've never heard of, where the trade-offs in longevity and reliability are very real. Here's your 30-second decision framework before you spend $1. Never buy a TV based on store display mode. Ask to see it in cinema mode before you decide. If you care about reliability, stick to Samsung, LG, Sony, or upper-tier TCL. The data on budget brands is not. When you set up any smart TV, go immediately into Settings and disable ACR. Look for Viewing Information Services, Smart Interactivity, or Interest-Based Advertising, and turn them all off. Buy from Costco if you can. That 90-day return window and automatic 2-year warranty have saved thousands of buyers from expensive mistakes. And if you're buying an OLED and you watch cable news or sports all day, get the G Series with the 5-year panel warranty or budget for what happens if you don't. The question I want to leave you with: if you spent $800, $1,200, or $1,500 on a TV in the last 2 years and never went into your setting, how much of your watching has been quietly logged, fingerprinted, and sold to advertisers you've never heard of? Drop your brand and your experience in the comments. I want to know what you found or what you returned. And if this video just saved you from a mistake that would have cost you real money, subscribe. That's exactly what this channel is for.